Alright guys, welcome back to another Idle Adventure video. We have gotten some dev Q&As. If you don't know, it's been over 6 months since our last dev Q&A, literally dropped during the half anniversary. And since then, they have only done developer Q&As, which has served as like a mini dev notes. But this time around, while they haven't actually said what's coming per se, like characters or updates or features, they more or less reflect on the first anniversary update and tease some stuff coming in part 2, which will be coming out in this Monday, going into Tuesday. Which, guys, I don't want to like clickbait it and like mislead you lot, because this is what I think right now. Reading what they say, and we'll get to in a second, I think the tease an Assault Melee, like or like a festival with yeah, we'll get to it, man. I actually don't know. I could be reading it wrong, but they used the word special, summon, coming, which they've only really used special when it comes to the festival. Yeah, we will see. We will see. So once again, they just talk about what they're going to talk about today's video. But let's go for it. So we're going to breeze through this a little bit, because this is them reflecting on the first anniversary. This one right here was just them talking about the additions of the extra pities, which we've already spoke about on this channel. Obviously, we haven't experienced it fully just yet, but essentially they changed festival banners now to where you can now go beyond 250,000 diamonds. However, not the greatest amount in terms of increases. It goes from 250 up towards 400k, which is only an extra 3 copies of Eskin or whatever the festival character is. Nothing crazy. If anything, you're still probably likely going to be stopping at 250, but maybe you can go towards 400 and get an extra copy. You still get the guarantees or the chances to get a few copies while doing the extra bit of diamonds. It just means if you want to spend more on the banner, you're now not going to be punished for it. But where it really makes a difference a little bit is in the standard banners, right? So before, on standard banners, so the one we're going to be getting or might be getting in 2 weeks or sorry, in 1 week's time, or whenever we get a normal banner, basically, the actual rewards you get for summoning normally ended at 16,000 or 150,000 diamonds, and now they've increased it. It's a lot better though, right? So now you can spend 200k and get an extra 5 copies, 300k, get an extra 5 copies. So when they drop like Luduciel or, you know, Sari or Tamiel, spending an extra 40k to get 5 copies is a no-brainer. Spending an extra 140k is something maybe more doable now, especially considering they do give out a lot more diamonds. I mean, guys, we just spent 1 million gems, 750,000 on the anniversary Grand Summon banner, 250,000 on the actual Escanor banner, and I now have 500k still. I don't know how. I think I got like 200k in last like 4 days just by playing the game and doing all the events I hadn't done in a while, like Tower Trials, and just spending all my energy. It's a little bit ridiculous. They even mentioned down here as well that they've, to ease the summons a little bit, they've now just given up more gems. Somewhere, they say it somewhere, I'm not entirely too sure. I think it's right here. Additionally, we've significantly increased the amount of damage you can be attained for regular in-game contents for the past few months. And yeah, it's definitely true. Hell difficulty. So they actually mentioned they were going to be doing it for the first anniversary, which they didn't obviously do. And their reason is a bit weird, actually. It's something that you kind of don't expect to hear from a dev team. So what they say, essentially, you can read it here for yourself if you want to. They can't add it because they literally cannot add it. So it sounds like you have it ready to go, but because of the optimization in the game and the game's resources, which is kind of a weird thing to hear him say from like an idle game, but I'm not a game dev, they've even removed other resources like the shortening of the exploration sequences and other ways to improve sustainability towards the game. However, the situation has not improved, and ultimately we've concluded that there needs to be a different approach to add stuff to the game, basically. And yeah, they say that they're going to do in the future, but the reason why they can't add it is because they literally just cannot add it. They just don't have the resources for it, which is kind of weird to hear them say that, but sure. I guess when you have like 24,000 stages and it also like 24,000 stages on Nightmare and then what would be 24,000 on Hell, it's a lot of stages to add, right? A lot of resources. So I guess it does make a little bit of sense. Also, ranking rewards were meant to add the victory tokens, which they have not yet done. They will now be doing that in the future. Also, this is a cool change. They are now adding weekly events towards the game with the ranking system, the ranking competition that we had last week. And then now for this week, we now have the lucky card match event where you spend energy, you get the 100 times like a roll on like anything in your energy, which is kind of cool, which is now permanent. It's not exclusive towards festivals or special campaigns they're doing. It's just going to be now on a bi-weekly change. So we're going to have rankings on actual scheduled maintenance updates. So when you have the ranking competition, when you update the actual standard banner to where you can spend your tickets, which applies towards the ranking competition, you can now spend those. And the lucky card event will then be the 1 week later, and they're going to rotate between the two, which is quite nice. And then they kind of apologize and thank you for the addressing the bugs towards the boss battle, which was obviously Escanor one shot in the boss, not one shot, but I do like 1 million damage in the boss and get like 1 million points. It was stupid. So now we get in towards the part 2. So we're gonna skip over this bit here and jump towards the bottom, because this has kind of got me confused a little bit. So what you're doing is, in addition, the ongoing anniversary grand summon will continue into towards the part 2. That is the special banner out right now that has the triple rate up increase. That is going to last for the whole month, basically, right? But if they see here, a special summon will also be added, featuring heroes not included in the grand summon. If there are any heroes that you've yet to fully acquire or fully upgrade, this summon may be an excellent opportunity to strengthen your team with greater ease. That seems weird to me, because if you go towards the other patch notes, look at the wording. A special summon. This was the update that announced Escanor coming towards the game. Escanor's a festival character. The wording for the festivals is a special rate up. A special rate up summon. Where this one is just a regular release. So this was, I believe, like Jericho or like who came back before. So Draw. This is Draw. Draw is just a rate up summon, not a special. So them using the word special, I think, means we're getting a festival character. And if we're getting a festival character right after the festival Escanor, it can only be one character. It's going to be Assault Melee. So I think we're actually getting Assault Melee for part 2. What? I could be reading it wrong. But that leads me to believe we might be. And then also them saying we'll get a special rate up summon that features heroes not included in the Grand Summon banner. Why say that? Because that's just every banner anyway. Unless they plan to specifically do a banner with Assault Melee that only has demons on it. And then that, well, the demons that are not included in the Grand Summon banner. And you can then summon that banner to get them up. Am I thinking too much into it? But like that seems weird to me. I genuinely think that at this point we could be getting Assault Melee for part 2. Because then we're going towards this here. First, as part of the upcoming part 2 towards the update coming on the 25th, ranking rewards and first time clear rewards in the free minigames will reset, so make sure to do those. Also, we have confirmed that most adventurers have completed the awakening of the Transcendence hero, Dragonson Meliodas of Wrath, the Lost Vein one. Accordingly, a new Transcendence hero will be added during the anniversary part 2. As a reminder, Transcendent heroes come with more powerful stats and skills, as well as a unique trait that provides a special buff. Please note, only one Transcendent hero can be assigned per team. So we're getting a new Transcendent character. It's not going to be a Sin character, because we don't need one. Like, you can't use the Sin with another Meliodas, right? So what if we get a... Who would be a good one? A commandment. We get a commandment. Let's say... Who's not going to a crazy commandment? But like, who needs to be hype enough, right? Like, being honest. Because like, Monspeed should get one. The green one. But we already have the new Monspeed. Not to say you can't use both Monspeeds anyway. But like, we already have the Monspeed. Galland could get one. And someone even messaged saying Galland's part 2. I don't know if he was trolling or got leaks, but but that wouldn't be leaked for your Transcendence character. Leaks are normally like the actual assets, but he's not getting a new character. So hypothetically speaking, we get a Transcendence Galland, right? That comes with a crazy buff for the commandment team, which is kind of what they need right now to be coherent. And we also get Assault Melee. Yeah, that could be very likely at this point. Because you also go down to here, say, as always, a new legendary hero will be added. With both the arrival of the new Transcendence and legendary hero, we hope that you enjoy even more strategic and diverse team building. That is obviously leading more direction that, hey, you're not going to use Sins no more. Get away from the Sins. And the only thing that we can really build other than Sins is OCs that aren't really a thing in the game right now, really. And also 10 commandment teams that they've been clearly gearing up to. I mean, guys, there was a point before we got the one Escanor that we thought we actually might be getting Assault Melee because they just been spamming commandment characters. And then also, please stay tuned for an upcoming announcement regarding the revealing identity of these two new heroes. Guys, I think we're actually getting Assault Melee. Like, I could be clickbaiting. I'm not doing it on purpose. We're going to call it, possible Assault Melee for part 2. But this is... I don't know what to take away from this, man. A special summon that will also be added. And special summons at only festivals. It has to be Assault Melee. Or Ludiciel. Ludiciel for like a part 2 would be pretty cool. But like, I don't know, man. The timing of getting Assault Melee and Escanor is like, whoa. That is like, if they're ever going to do back-to-back festivals. I thought at least like 1 month later. Back-to-back within 2 weeks would be now. And I did say, you know what, it would be pretty good to get them. Like, And I did say it'd be pretty scummy a little bit to get a drop of Salt Melee when everyone's a summon and spend a lot of diamonds on Eskin on the Grand Summon banner. I mean, granted, I'd get it another 500k, so it is what it is, right? But that's something to look forward to for part 2, man. I can't lie. Then we get in towards, I guess, some other things here. Future updates, direction. Updates, we plan to implement various quality of life improvements, as well as remaining a key focus on moving forward. In addition to feedback collected internally, we are thoroughly reviewing all suggestions submitted towards adventurers. In the upcoming September update, we plan to introduce further improvements towards the auto PP system, okay? And also, they are working on improvements to the Chaos statues, okay? Also, a new type of event is also being developed, designed to deliver a fresh gaming experience. Okay, so that's actually like a new mode, which is cool. We're also reviewing potential enhancement toward knighthood content and exploring new forms of competitive content to replace the current knighthood territory battle. Obviously, that was like the knighthood boss. If you got like top 10 in like knighthood bosses or guilds, you got to play that new game mode. But cool. Is what it is. Our top priorities are refining PvP and developing new growth systems. As mentioned in the previous developer Q&A, the current PvP point system allows players to reach higher ranks relatively easy through repeated participation. We also recognize the current season rewards may feel somewhat underwhelming. Yeah, if you get rank 1, you get a measly random legendary part 2 ticket. What are we doing? We are reviewing several alternatives, and we expect this to become one of the major updates in the second half of the year. If you have an idea and suggestions related towards this, please feel free to contact the devs Q&A, which that is like, normally when people say that, it feels like it kind of doesn't really matter, but I say for this game, it probably actually does. A new growth system is another key topic currently under active discussion by the development team. The core concept involves exchanging surplus heroes beyond Super Awakening for a new type of currency through a dedicated shop. So this is the coin shop. They mentioned it before, then you added Super Awakening, and in the Super Awakening, you have to use the coins. So, like, they couldn't actually feasibly do a coin shop because you're spending all the coins and people have, like, millions. So, having those extra 50 copies of, like, your Berserk Meliodas, you can now trade to get other stuff to go beyond whatever would be beyond Super Awakening. So, that's kind of cool, right? Obviously, I think the big worry, which I might talk about a little bit, is making my Berserk Melee, or what would be probably likely the one Escanor by the time this comes out, beyond Super Awakening plus 40. If you can level them up even beyond that, then what does that mean for the characters you're summoned for? There's no way they can be able to compete, right? So they are being, I think, a bit wary of it, but we'll see. The system allows players to continue acquiring the same heroes even after they've been fully upgraded. Since summons are currently primary method of obtaining heroes, we are also considering ways to offer alternative acquisition methods. As part of this, we are actively discussing dungeon contents that allow you to get, or allow players to earn each heroes. Ooh. That's crazy, actually. However, the system is quite significant in scope. It may take some time before it's implemented. That's crazy. That's like kind of good a little bit for when you obviously max the characters. But if you can get the one Escanor and use them in an update, or like a dungeon to then get like 4 or 5 copies in like a week, that would be sick. That would make such a big difference in terms of using characters very early on. And yeah, I don't think I have any complaints about that. They got to be a bit careful though with how they handle that, but we'll see. Beyond that, beyond what we've already shared above, there are many other ideas we'd like to pursue. However, due to the current development priorities, some of these have been temporarily postponed. That said, we remain committed to taking steady steps forward for a better game experience. So for the update to announce the dev notes, they kind of always like to put something at the bottom. They're now just giving us 60 of the coins. So you can spend those on getting the guaranteed heroes. I think right now we've been logging in daily and been doing it. You've gotten enough to clear 2 of the characters. So I've already cleared through the Jericho and Merlin one. And now with the extra coins and the extra bit we're going to get for the next few days, I can now, I don't think I'll be able to complete it, but go a bit in towards the actual Monster Beat one that I really want. So yeah, guys, that is it for the update. Let me know what you think, man, of the part 2, because yeah, this one's got me confused. A special summon will be added that will feature heroes not including the grand summon. So you can imagine a banner just with demons where you can get Galland up, you can get Grey Road, you can get Derriere that I don't think's on the banner right now. You can get, I think Malaska's on it, so not her, but maybe it was to include her anyway, and like the actual other like commandments, because you need to get off the bat to where you can start using the commandments in the commandment team. And if we do get like an actual like Galland, he would be good. I'm trying to think. I think it has to be Galland, right? Like we've already got it can't be Monspeed Draw or Luxinia. It's not Zeldris. We don't need a Transcendence Zeldris. He's still usable. It's just Galland. I mean, like there's Grey Road and like Fraudrin, but like it's not Grey Road and Fraudrin. Like it's literally only Galland. Or I guess Esterosa. Do you really want to do an Estarossa? Nah, surely not, man. I don't know. Yeah, Estarossa is something really crazy, actually. Guys, let me know what you think. We'll look forward towards the release. Thank you for watching, and yeah.